Hear ye, hear ye! Outsiders! We have news about Outsiders! We have some news. Outsiders is going to be a standalone set. There's going to be 24 packs per box, 1 rainbow foil card per pack, and 1 cold foil per box.
And it's going to be very exciting because we got a lot of amazing news today. It's going to be a really cool draft experience for those of you who like drafting Flesh and Blood. This is going to have a 6-hero lineup, so you have a lot of choices and a lot of options. And it doesn't stop there, because we also have new heroes. So let's just dive into those. So the story follows this young woman who used to live in Mysteria, but now she's come to the pits and is ruling the place. She's a ringleader of all kinds of misfits and freaks down in the pits. And we know a lot about her already. Apparently, Benji and Katsu are coming into town, into the pits, and meeting her and making her remember a time where she didn't fit in, a time where she was an outsider. Yusuri is going to be our spider operative assassin. She's originally from Mysteria, and she didn't fit in Mysteria, but finally found a home in the pits where she's the ringleader of her own little assassin clan. And if we have a look at this new hero, this is a new version of Arachni with a scary mask and still this interesting little humpback on his or her shoulder. And I still think it's a part of a disguise. And I still think that it's going to turn out to be the girl from Leave No Witnesses. A new version of Arachni that we saw the last time, so there's yet another assassin. And Jens is going to tell us a little bit about the 2 next heroes.
Azalea is back. I think it's a little shame that Arachni gets a new art but Azalea doesn't. That seems to me to be a missed opportunity, because it would be really nice to have some new arts for some of those old heroes. But what is not a missed opportunity is that we're going to get a new ranger. We have a new ranger in town and he's called Riptide. He used to be a fisherman and he's a really big and kind of disgusting dude, and he's a trap based ranger, so he's going to use a lot of traps to hit his opponent where it hurts. Speaking of where it hurts, he actually comes with a little less life than other heroes, so there might be something to his power level. And also, speaking of rangers and assassins, we're going to see something new in Outsiders. We're going to see hybrid cards, and that is cards that are actually able to be used by both the assassin class and the ranger class. So I'm looking really much forward to see how these cards are actually going to function within the game.
And not only assassin and ranger, I bet there will be more that utilizes 2 classes for the same type of card. I think that opens up for a whole new type of gameplay, and I'm really excited to see what that really entails. These hybrid cards, at least some of them, have Marvel versions, and as we all know, Flesh and Blood, when they make their Marvel versions, they are gorgeous. And for this time around, it's going to be in the form of research notes. So it has a very old parchment kind of look to it. And it is 3 cards that are going to have this Marvel treatment. It's going to be 3 different diseases that can be found in the pits. And there's some research notes on how you might find a cure to it. And that's going to be the Marvel treatment on 3 cards for this set.
What a nice setup for the apothecary class.
Very much so. I'm very interested, even though I'm a bit disappointed that we didn't get her this time around. I think it would be a fun, and I must say I'm completely surprised by the ninja class. That is one of the classes we definitely didn't even talk about when we discussed what would be in Outsiders.
Yeah, but then again, we have seen that some heroes are being cut from sets and being replaced and being put in later sets to make the flavor and the feel and the power level be more on average and on point, of course, also. Yeah. So I think we're going to see the apothecary maybe in the next set.
Sort of a tease with the whole shitty expert thing, because everybody saw we're going to see Azalea, Dash, Arachni, and of course this new apothecary. But instead we got Azalea and also Arachni. But I think the ninjas are there because of the lore. They're going to try and tell a story as they do with each set, and I really appreciate that. So last up, there's also going to be not, as we had predicted, 4 blitz decks, but instead 6. So I think it's going to say something about a very deep draft experience, but also a lot of new blitz decks for all of us new beginners to play with. I think it's going to be really interesting, and I'm very interested to see if decks like Azalea and Benji and so on, are they going to be the same as the last ones, or completely new ones with new cards.
It might also be a nice gateway for those wanting to build CC decks, but being unable to get all those singles, to buy a Blitz deck, split it up, and then venture into the new format of CC.
Indeed.
At least for the new players, CC is a new format.
Yeah, exactly. And we still would love to see some of those pre-constructed decks for CC from LSS themselves. That would be great and a little less daunting for new players. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Otherwise, we're just going to see you in the next one.